You feel like God's not there and you're going through such a hard time right now and you just wish that you would be able to feel Him or something. Well, let's read a little bit of chapter 3 from God Works the Night Shift by Ron Mehl. Stay with me. At 3:11 a.m. on May 7th, 1664, a one-eyed female sparrow expired under a hedge 7/8 of a mile from the village of Shea in the county Cork in Ireland. He remembers. 1,000 years ago in the southern hemisphere of the planet Venus, a tiny meteorite landed near a medium-sized crater, dislodging 3 marble-sized rocks. He remembers. In 1952, a man rushing across a rainy street in Saginaw, Michigan, lost a penny out of his pocket. It rolled into a storm drain and was swallowed up in the mud. He remembers. He remembers the penny. He remembers the date on the penny. He remembers where it was minted. And if you need to know more, you could say how many moles that man crossing the street had on his back. Which is another way of saying he remembers everything that's ever happened. He knows when any sparrow or condor, parakeet, or blue jay for that matter, falls anywhere. He remembers everything he's ever created, including me, my birthday, and the number of hairs still left on my head. God remembers every little tear that's ever slipped from the corner of your eye. You may have wiped it away when no one was looking. You may have been all alone in the dark with the door locked. It doesn't matter. He's noted every tear and somehow placed them in a bottle for safekeeping. And that's what David realized after he was captured by his bitter enemies, the Philistines. Thou hast taken account of my wanderings. Put my tears in thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? Psalm 56:8. My tears are in your bottle, aren't they, Lord? You've recorded every tear in your book, haven't you, Lord? Yes, it's all there. Others may have forgotten. You may have forgotten, but not the Lord. He was there when you clasped the edge of your crib with chubby little fingers and cried because you felt alone in the dark. He was there in the playground when the kids wouldn't let you into their game. Your back was turned in shame, but he saw the tears. He was there when you didn't make the team, when your parents argued downstairs and you tried to cover your ears with your pillow, when your best friend moved away, when your hamster died, when your grandma didn't remember you anymore, when your first really big dream faded in the cold light of somebody's realism, when your boyfriend or girlfriend dumped you for somebody else, when your dad broke a promise. You may have forgotten, but not him. Your life is a total open book before the all-knowing God, and He never stops reviewing it. He knows every word you've uttered, every sigh that's ever escaped your lips, every time you've run your hands through your hair, every time your lips have curled in a smile. He knows where you are and what you're thinking and feeling at every moment of the day or night. But sometimes we lose all hope and assume He will forget because we forget. Yet, He remembers. He's omniscient. He's the all-knowing one. He never forgets His promises. He never forgets His people. God knows everything. He knows how I'm doing, what I'm doing, and why I'm doing it. He knows what happened yesterday, what almost happened today, and what shouldn't happen tomorrow. God watches the whole of our lives and jots it down on His heavenly chart. I don't know if He carries a clipboard or a laptop computer, but He sees everything and forgets nothing. Wait a minute. Let me qualify that. There is something He has chosen to forget. Our sins. All of them. Because of what His Son did for you on the cross. God has chosen to put those sins out of His mind forever. What He said to Israel, He says to you and me. I will forgive their iniquity, and their sin I will remember no more. Jeremiah 31:34. And that's why David could pray with confidence. Remember, O Lord, your tender mercies and your loving kindness, for they are from old. Do not remember the sins of my youth, nor my transgressions. According to your mercy, remember me, for your goodness' sake, O Lord. Psalm 25, 6 and 7. A God who remembers everything good about us in his love. And then in his mercy, remembers not to remember all of my sins? Man, that's a God who works overtime. That's a God who works the night shift.